uh, high school, wherever you guys may go, baseball is highly competitive in Santa Clarita. Going into Saugus, going into Valencia, Hart, wherever the case may be, it's pretty evident who's been working and who's been not. You know, it's not hard to find. It'll show who's strong, who's fast, whose physical attributes help him out. At your guys' age, I was going into high school, getting ready to go in high school. We're going into the summer, so prime example. I was working. There was no doubt about it. I had a dad in my corner who wanted to see me succeed and was going to push me on some days I didn't want to, but 90% of it, 85 maybe, was me. They didn't have to, you know, I had energy. I was fueled. I wanted to be good. I knew what it took. You can't just sit back or, you know, just lounge around and think I'm good enough or you know, my talent will speak for itself. It's not good enough. You got to work at some point. And if you know that you're not the greatest, which is fine, it's a self-realization. If you know that you're not good and you know there's people out there better than you, because going to these high schools, they're only going to take a select few, whatever the case may be. If you know that, then why not put the work in? We all know something. Like, we all know what we're capable of from a performance standpoint. Some of us know, like, you know, I'm not that fast, but I can get faster. Some of us know I'm not that strong. I can get stronger. Think about how much harder I'll swing the bat, or whatever the case may be. You know, work on it. Work. You always have to win the day. That's all I gotta say. Win the day. Each and every moment, just improve. It relates to life, not just sport and performance.
Good stuff. That's one of the things that I had mentioned to them about time. You know, either it's gonna give you a success, or it's gonna show where you are. Time and the workout that you do is gonna show you exactly where you're gonna be. It's just how do you go about it every day. That being said, can you tell me that you're talking a little bit about what you went through at the 13, 14-year-old? Where did you grow up, and what was some of the lessons that you learned? And then what prompted you to learning all this when you were playing, and now you decided to go to college for this and play for a college, right? You played for a college. And then talk a little bit about that, and what was that transition, going to another level, and then continuing with that?
I played college football early on. I'm from Antelope Valley. I'm from Lancaster. I went to Antelope Valley High School. I graduated 2009. Going into high school, my big turning point, I played football all my life. Freshman football was a little easy. I should have played higher, but they wouldn't let me. So I just did what I could. I stood out. But my biggest turning point was after my freshman season. I was going to be a sophomore, and I got word that I would be, you know, in competition for the starting quarterback job as a sophomore on varsity, which is, if you don't know, that's pretty big. I'm 15 years old. I'm going against grown men. And I was going to play basketball after football, and I didn't, because I knew what it was going to take from an off season in order for me to compete and be durable and stand out on the varsity level. So that's what I did. I dedicated. I grew up playing basketball. I played basketball before I played football. I got brothers. You know, my brother was a pitcher as well. So we, you know, I saw it done, but basketball was my first love. But I dedicated the whole summer to just getting faster. Me and my dad, getting faster, getting bigger, getting stronger. I would go to school and work out with the team in the morning, and then come home and work out again at my house with my parents, with my dad. And that was 2 days a week, or 2 times in a day for 3 or 4 days a week throughout the whole summer, right after the season ended, all the way to the startup of next football season. And it showed. I started as a sophomore, and stood out pretty well. I was fortunate enough my junior year I made improvements from sophomore to junior year, made improvements still, same routine. Stood out my junior year. Going into my senior year, I was highly recruited by any school you name, not to brag, but I know we all, like, you got a BYU hat on, Barrett. I had BYU write me a handwritten letter my junior year. Just things like that. I knew what it took. And then I played football at the University of Nevada my freshman year in college. I played with Colin Kaepernick. I played with Duke Williams. I played with Virgil Green, a lot of people who are in the NFL now. And then I transferred to a smaller school in New Mexico and was a 3-year starter and got my degree. And here we are now. Chose to go back to school, but I just knew what it took. You can't have $1 million dreams with minimum wage work ethic. So.
Good stuff.
I love that.
Oh, go ahead, Coach Vince. Sorry.
No, I said I love that analogy. I mean, it's you have to put in the work. I think David and I talk about that a lot. So it's nice to hear from Coach Mike, someone who competed at a very high level. I think that's awesome. Can you just give us a little bit more insight to what your day was like on the day-to-day from, waking up? Did you work out first? Did you go to class? What time did you break for more workouts? And, just on a day-to-day, I think a lot of kids, although we mention it to them, it's kind of really cool to have somebody who really did it firsthand. Maybe sometimes they think we exaggerate. We know kids that go to some of the high school programs and they say, man, I like to work out early in the morning, then I go to school and then I have to hit homework and then, there's a game or, then I have to do the homework after the game and, all this other stuff. And it seems like it's a 14-hour day and that's just in high school. So if you can elaborate a little bit to what that was like when you hit college, high school and college, take us through it. That'd be great.
High school was, I'd work out in the morning. I'd probably get to school around 7, maybe a little earlier. I can't remember the exact time. And I would work out with the team for about an hour, hour 15, hour and a half. And I'd get dressed, go to class throughout my day, go through your normal school day, go home. I would try to complete my homework in class, and the little that I had left, I would get it done when I get home and kind of hang around for a little bit and kick my feet up, eat something, and I would go back in the gym and work out again. And then I would have a dinner, and I would take a protein shake, have dinner, and pour a shower and go to bed. And that was routine from when I was 14 all the way through my senior year of high school, pretty much. I didn't really go out. I had friends, and I would hang out with friends on certain occasions, birthdays or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. I had a vision, and I knew what it took to get there. So I was going to put in everything I had. Now in college, it was a little bit different. In college, it's 6 a.m. workouts. There's no, coach, I couldn't make it, or there's no, my alarm didn't go off. I mean, that's fine, but it's not gonna, no, it's strict 6 a.m. on time, ready to go, shoelaces tied, all of that stuff, shirt tucked in, whatever they go by, and you're working from 6 to about 7:30, maybe 7:45, 8 at the latest, and then they'll release you. You do what you gotta do, eat, yada yada, and then go to class. And then after class or at some point you meet again, whether it's for baseball practice or whether it's for weightlifting or whether it's for film or whether it's for whatever the case may be. You meet again, and then you have the rest of the night to yourself. It's homework usually, and so associate with your friends, yada yada. But then you got to do it again the next day or maybe the day after that.
So I have a question. You talked about having a plan in high school. And then the second part of it is you said your day. Now, you're up early at 6 a.m., you get a couple breaks, and then you still got schoolwork. the stuff that's going to keep you in
Right.
that school. So talk about your plan going in, and then how did you transition into that college lifestyle? Because now you're pretty much on your own now, right? You have to be pretty much dedicated on your own, do your homework on your own, not with
Right.
your parents. You have to get up at 6 a.m. on your own. I mean, these are things that I've always preached, but how about you tell me? I wasn't able to, fortunate to be at that level, although I wish I could have. Now in my mindset, I could be there right now, but I'm not. So this is what I'm doing. I'm coaching. I'm doing the stuff that is necessary so I could definitely help these gentlemen out for sure.
So that's easy. So we'll go with the show of hands. I like participation in this group because I see who's paying attention. How many people on this call want to play big time baseball, whether it be at a 4-year D1, D2, D3 NAIA, or you want to go major league, or you want to go you aspire to play AAA baseball your whole life? I don't know, but by a raise of hands, who wants to go that route? Yeah. I don't see a hand from Isaiah, nor Jason, nor Logan. Isaiah, I see your hand. Thank you. Okay. Logan, I saw a head. Perfect. You can put your hands down. Thank you. That's pretty much everybody on this call. So, long story short, if you had that aspiration, I had that aspiration. I knew that you can't, out of high school, you have to maintain a certain GPA, at least to be eligible on any type of team. You have to have a 2.5, but you can be a zombie and get a 2.5 in class. So, but if you want to stand out and go to a university, a 4-year, a prestigious school, anything above a 3.0, a 3.0 is good. Also, in high school, you can't have any D's on your transcript. So the first thing they're going to say, if, I don't know, let's say the recruiter for the Bruins, UCLA, comes walking on campus and is like, hey, Barrett, I hear you're a great athlete. You look good. You passed the eye test. You look like you're in shape. I hear you're a hard worker. Let me see your transcripts. And they pull up Barrett's transcripts, and it's like, oh, man, he's got a D in anatomy, and he's got a D in this, and he's not. They're going to be like, well, Barrett, it was good talking to you. Let me know when things look up, and they're going to move on to the next person. Like, school is your ticket, your tool. Aside from baseball, without school, there is no baseball. It's kind of like, one is giving you the other. So your schoolwork is highly important. I know you guys are doing a lot of online stuff, and I did my master's online, and I can tell you firsthand that if you do not keep up with that and like, I'll get it later, you'll fall behind very fast, because it's just a different way of, nobody's in class reminding you about that essay you got to do, or no, they're going to tell you the due date. They may let you know again, and after that, it's on you to do it. And that's how it is when you transfer into college. That's why I kind of like how things are going right now with this pandemic from a educational standpoint with you guys, is that it's making you guys be, nobody's really on your ear, and they're not holding your hand. You know what you got to do is time management. You got to know how to manage your time and be successful. Man, I really want to go take some baseball swings, but it's 5:30 right now. I'm gonna I'm gonna get on schoolwork for another 45 minutes and then go do that and then come back, or whatever the case may be. But you have to know how to manage your time. Mic's off.
I appreciate you really showing and telling us that grind, because I don't think it's right now, it's not a reality for them, but it can be. There's some that it is a reality. There are some that I know for sure that have taken it really serious on this call and have really taken the steps to that, and they know who they are. I don't want to discredit anybody else, because everybody's taking steps, whether it's a small step or a large step. It doesn't matter, as so long as you progress every single year. I say there's late bloomers, there's people that get it a little bit later. Although we as coaches would like everybody just to jump on board and be ready to go, but that's not the case. So we got to deal with people that are different, and that's fine. You know, we have people on this team that are a little bit different, you know, maybe a little bit more relaxed than others. Others are, you know, 100%. Others are just waiting on the back shadows. But at one point or another, if you want to make it to that elite level, wherever it may be, even if it's not sports, you know, I believe that you still have to make that commitment to yourself and manage your time. And I appreciate what you shared right there. I want to talk a little bit more of what you know now, what you do and how you train these athletes that are coming to you now, whether it's, you know, 8-year-old to one that's aspiring to be in the league, whatever league it may be, or maybe some are in the league and coming to you for off-season training. Tell us a little bit more about that.
It comes from experience. I've been doing this I'm 29. I've been doing this for a long time. You know, transferring over from playing football and taking that knowledge that you learn in sport and transferring over to my field of working with athletes. But then also I've been working under certain people and took a little bit of that philosophy and that philosophy and kind of made it my own. But I'm certified. I have like 3 certifications that I've had to go out of my way for. One was a $500 test that I studied for 6 months for in order to get 4 letters next to my name. That makes me pretty, you know, official when someone sees that. But I'm fortunate enough to work with great athletes such as yourselves. There's a couple hard workers in this group. But other than you guys, yes, I've worked with people in the NFL. I'm currently working with an Olympic athlete. One of the kids I train is a All-American punter and kicker who will pretty much go to any Power 5 school he chooses and plays Division I football. I've worked with baseball players, competitive dancers, all of it. And out of all the people that I work with, I would probably say that my people who excel the most are my people who have the toughest mindsets that I've seen. Like, you know, they're just willing to go get it. I can tell them, you know, we're going to walk backwards up this hill for X amount of yards. And then once we get there, we're going to sprint back. And they're like, all right, let's do it. Like, they don't like, oh no, that's kind of hard. No, they don't do it. You tell them what's up and okay, let's go, you know, and that's why they're where they're at. That's why they're at where they're at.
What's the similarities in teaching multiple athletes? You talked about a dancer for one, and then you talked about even an Olympic athlete. Mm-hmm. And then what's the difference or what's the similarities? I mean, there has to be a lot of similarities because they're athletes, right?
Correct. It gets tricky when you get sports specific, like really sports specific, like working with a track sprinter. You know, we have her going through her cycle motion, like when she sprints. But other than that, a lot of it is the same. It's all core work, predominantly core. Your core is your most important thing there is. That's what helps you swing a bat. That's where it's called your powerhouse, because that's where everything is initiated. If you got a strong core, you'll be physically dominant. But core work and upper body work, lower body strength, upper body strength, and explosiveness, upper body, lower body, just all around, you know, fast and strong, just competitive. Be a competitor. I don't care what you're doing. You can be playing dance, you can be playing ultimate chess, ultimate frisbee, but compete. Be a competitor. Have the mindset of, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all, and I want to stand out. I want to lead. I don't want to follow. I'm a wolf, not a sheep.
Absolutely. Can you, and as we start to close on this, and we'll open the door for everybody to ask questions, but I guess I'll lead and prompt into this. Can you give them something that they could basically work on to get some of that, the core, the speed up, especially in this time? Maybe some, and gentlemen, I asked you guys to bring your notebooks, which you guys should be writing notes, because this is all gold. And when I say gold, people don't realize that it's gold because they look at it as a rock. It's not purified yet. But what these coaches are doing is we're giving you gold and we're saying, here, get it. Now you guys have to go get it. You guys have to go get it. So get your notebooks. He's going to give you some tips on some things that you could start working on. I appreciate that, Anthony. I really do. Thanks for showing. I know Aiden is right next to me. He has his, and good. I just want you guys to be writing these notes, because these are things, even though you may not understand at this moment, maybe it's going to stick with you. I guarantee you. You write them down, it's going to stick with you. So, Coach, if you could share some things that you think are some fundamental things, and then, I know Aiden still goes to you, and you could talk about some of the things that you do when we're there as far as safety precautions, if they want to come see you and schedule maybe a semi-private or maybe even a Zoom with you, that you could help them out, and what you guys could work out, whatever cost it is, talking to your parents and whatnot. I just want to give that opportunity for these guys, because I know Aiden is definitely benefiting from it. He is, when he's there, he works hard, and I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of every individual here too. When they were doing their work, I know these individuals right here, every one of them want to go to that next level.
Good. Well, for starters, me and Coach Cletus and Santa Clarita Sports Performance, we offer training through Zoom, and we offer classes for your guys' age group on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4 p.m. You should be writing that down if it interests you. We have Zoom calls on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4, and it doesn't take any equipment. It's all body weight, but we do athletic movements. We have you, doing high knees where you're getting your hands and your feet in order, push-ups, a lot of core work. You will literally be physically drained and sweating by the end of the hour. And we do that, and when you log on, it's not going to be you. It's going to be you and probably 35 other athletes that we train. When we do that, it's because I said it in the beginning, it's hard to gain, but it's easy to lose. So
write that down. Say that again, Coach.
It's hard to gain, but it's easy to lose. With you being in quarantine for, 6 weeks now. I don't know what it is. It feels like 2 years. But anyways, we're losing a lot of stuff. Baseball is a fast twitch sport. Fast twitch, meaning happens now, a sprint, a swing. Think how fast all of that stuff is. Slow twitch is more of like long distance running, long distance skiing, long distance swimming. You guys aren't slow sport athletes, slow twitch athletes, right? No, you guys are all fast twitch. Everything is fast. It happens now. If you're not training your fast twitch muscles once, 2 times, 3 times a week, just think about what's going to happen when you have to go back on the baseball field or whatever the case may be, back into whatever sport you choose, and you ask to do something fast twitch. I think I'm like, oh no, Nathan ain't been working. It's going to stand out. You're going to be able to tell right away, So the classes are beneficial for you. Also, as Coach said, I meet Aiden at a park with him and another kid that I train once, twice a week. And I do the exact same stuff I was doing with you guys in the facility, but I'm doing it at a park. Yeah, it's a little hot. Yeah, it's tough work, but Aiden comes out, he works. I'm sure he's experiencing strength gains and better flexibility and mobility, all of that good stuff. I've seen it. You'll have to be doing something. Have to. And you have the tools around you. I just tried to plug you on 2 or 3 different stuff to continue working and continue improving. And when you guys get back on, you don't miss a beat, you don't miss a step.
What are some of the things that you could share that are some fundamentals that they could work on their own?
Correct. Sorry. Upper body strength, for one. The best thing to do is a push-up. There's no reason why each of you guys shouldn't be doing at least 100 push-ups a day. That's 50 when I wake up, and that's 50 before I go to bed. Hell, I'll give you one better. That's 10 in between a commercial break. Or that's 10 in between you playing video games and putting the game on pause and banging out 10, or waiting on that chick to respond to that text message because she's not texting you back. So bang out like 30, 50 in between her texting you back because it's going to take a while. But just little things in between your downtime. Nobody on this call can sit here and tell me that they don't have the time. Oh, I'm busy. No, that's how you choose to spend that time is pretty indicative of your performance on the baseball team. I can ask Coach right now who he thinks been working, and then I'm going to ask them again, are those your standouts on your team, or your team captains, or your leaders? And he'll probably tell me yeah. So
yeah, that's I could tell you for sure everybody's been working. I don't know to what extent. I do know that the leaders for sure have really stepped it up, and it because of what they talk about.
Yeah.
But I know that even some of the leaders that aren't leaders, I should say, have worked out themselves, and you heard them straight up in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And one thing I do want to let you know is that we do this 3 times a week, okay? And we talk about baseball stuff. We talk about mental training. We talk about just other things. And then you coming along, I'm getting some other guys along. We'll be getting Shane Vereen on shortly. We'll be getting, because I'm close friends with his dad and his brother, Brock Vereen. These are people that I want them to understand, like, who you guys are and what it takes and what the commitment is, so they could take these tools, put it in their toolbox, and utilize them when that time is ready, and being ready for it. Because when this quarantine ends, that toolbox better be right alongside you, so that way, you want me to run up backwards? Okay, I get this tool right here, and I'll run backwards. Oh, you want me to sprint? I'll get this tool. This is how I got to do this. Or I don't have that tool right there, but I'll utilize something close enough. And I just want I want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate you getting on. You, like I told you earlier, you are one of the ambassadors, coaches. We choose, we handpick you guys. This is not by accident. This is not by chance. There's a reason why. And we talked about it before the season, how I needed somebody different, because I just didn't see something that I wanted out of the team. So that's why I asked for you. And we expose not only you, there's another coach that we try to expose to, and we get that, so that way they get a full round. But now I want to open it up to the players. This is the time to ask and you tell me if I'm wrong, but ask whatever you want to do, from anything that you did as a player, as an athlete, from school, what you did to take those steps to go to school. Why did you choose that profession? I'm prompting you guys to asking these type of questions to Coach Mike. So, what kind of exercises would you suggest me to do? How can I improve my swing? How can I improve my throwing? What are some of those exercises? I'm prompting you guys, so getting your guys' mindset. So anybody shoot a.
Okay, so when you were at the University of Nevada, did you think about wanting to go to the NFL?
Yeah, of course I did. I'm at that high level where I see potential NFL players, and I'm competing with them and lifting with them and outworking them. Of course I did. But young Barrett, sometimes things don't go as you initially process or think of, but it all works out for the greater good. You know, one thing that I did take away from football that I'm able to apply is the hard work, the hard-working attitude, the mindset, being a team player, all that stuff that you guys learn that it's instilled through from your coaches. These aren't just baseball tools; they're life tools. You know, they're teaching you guys how to be young men and how to be responsible. Because when you guys get older and you got to wake up at 6:30, 7 a.m. to go to work because you got a family to feed and you just had a baby and all this and that, you're gonna look back on life and be like, man, I used to do this when I was 13, 14 years old. This is easy now. Or, you know, I wake up now, literally, not just saying this, but I do. I wake up now when the gym was back up and running. I'd wake up at 4:30 to teach a class at 5, and it was nothing. And I laugh every time. I laugh because I'm like, man, I used to have to do this at 19 and go to morning running and go work out when I just woke up and put my body through hell for 2 hours at 5 a.m. in the morning. If I could do that, the sky is the limit. I could do anything. So what I took away from those moments helped me to where I get to. Yes, but yes, Barrett, at one time I wanted to play in the NFL, and things got sidetracked a little bit, and I ended up here, which is a blessing, because if I was in the NFL, I probably wouldn't have ended up here in front of you guys. Next question.
Real good question, Barrett. Somebody else, question. Use your creative memory, thoughts, and questions. Even you, Aiden. I know you work with Coach a lot, but even you.
When you were in college, how did you take criticism into your own benefit? Like if players said anything about you or coaches?
It's tough. It's very tough, but a good coach told me, and you guys should listen and take note of this. Don't listen to how they're saying it, but listen to what they're saying. So they may present it in a very assertive manner, but if you listen to what they're really telling you, they really want you to, run all the way through the first base, or they really want you to finish that play, or they really want you to, whatever. They're just getting on you, yeah, but don't get into your bag of emotions and tuck your tail and get into your turtle shell. It is what it is, Don't listen to how they're saying it, but listen to what they're saying. Listen to the message, not the tone, pretty much.
That's awesome. That you guys write that down, man, because some of you guys take things a little too personal. Maybe you guys get a little hurt. And one of the things that Kobe Bryant says, you let go of that ego of yours. You ain't special. There's plenty of other people on the field that want to be on the field that are just as special as you. Don't take it personal. Let go of that ego. And like you said, I like what you said right there. And if you could say it again for these guys to hear, and then we'll go on to the next question. I need somebody else to really use their creative minds.
Listen to the message, not the tone, or not the tone of the message, but the message itself.
Anybody
I have
else?
a question.
Yes, Shane.
When you would go work out like at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning, what are the kinds of things that you would eat or drink before or after, like in your body?
Shane, that's a great question. That's an excellent question. The main thing is hydration, water, preferably, or Gatorade. But when I say that, don't like guzzle down a 32-ounce Gatorade and be like, all right, coach, I'm ready. No, but hydration, eating something small. Let's say, okay, so you said before and after, so I'll break it into two parts. So before, hydration. Also, something small. If it's in the morning, if you just woke up, or whatever the case may be, maybe toast or fruit, or I'm a huge fan of eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich about an hour before I do some type of work, or a granola bar, maybe like 3 of them to be sure. But peanut butter and jelly, something that's carb related. You have 3 macronutrients, right? Macro is a big scale, micro is a small scale, right? Macro, you have 3 macronutrients. You have fats, you have protein, and you have carbs. Out of all 3 of those, which one gives you the most energy? Do we know? Carbs. Your carbs, breads. Okay, that's what we want for athletic performance. You know, prior to an event, you want energy. You want to perform at your high level. So eat something carb related. That's why I said peanut butter and jelly. It's perfect. Fruit they give off natural carbs, yes, but or pasta or like a sandwich or something that with substance. Don't go out there on I had a bag of Sour Patch Kids, the watermelon kind, and I don't know why my stomach is hurting. I really can't run that fast. Like, yeah, yeah, you're correct. It's not gonna happen. You know, you have to eat a solid meal. And think about this, fellas. Before, when say your parents take you to school or you hop in the car with somebody, they got gas in their tank, right? They're able to get up and go from point A to point B, right? What happens when that car ain't got no fuel? Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all not gonna be able to perform. Or if it has a little bit of fuel, you might be able to get to around the corner or whatever case. Relate your body to a vehicle. You have to put food in the vehicle in order to get to point A to point B and perform well. Okay, Shane, you asked afterwards. Me personally, when I was your age, I started taking protein. That's the best thing for after a workout. Now, I understand some of you guys' taste buds may be a little sensitive and you may not like protein. 8 to 12 ounces of chocolate milk after any type of performance, practice, batting practice, workouts, whatever. 8 to 12 ounces of chocolate milk 30 to 45 minutes after performance is just as beneficial as a protein shake. Other than that, Shane, eat a lot. You know, you guys are athletes, so you're constantly burning, so you have to put back in what you lose. Hydration, I already mentioned it. I'm going to continue to mention it.
Talk about hydration. When do you hydrate? Because that's the important factor, I believe. Not only an hour before practice or as I'm going to practice, I'm drinking water. Yeah, I drink water. I know as a firefighter, as I was, that's not what happens. You're done. If you're climbing the hill, you're done. Forget about it.
As Shane guzzles his water. Hydration, yes. First of all, you can't drink water like when you're working out and think that you're hydrating. No, you're just putting back what you lost because you're sweating, you're burning already. So you're just putting back what you're losing. So hydration happens days in advance, you know, or if you know you got a game on Saturday, by Thursday, you're like, you know, I should start hydrating. I should start drinking a little more fluids, you know. I should start taking care of my body. I should start stretching. Hydration is key. Think about it like this. what has more, so hydration helps with like flexibility and like putting your body in like weird ranges and motions and things like that. So what works more? What's more flexible? A juicy, nice and tender steak or beef jerky? That steak is pretty flexible, right? It could bend, it could do all of this. That beef jerky ain't bending that much. It can't do, so think about your muscle like that. Do you want the steak or do you want the beef jerky? If you're 9 times out of 10, injuries happen when you're not hydrated. Hydrate. Lots. Afterwards, put back fluids, put back what you lost, and then some. This is me twice a day. This thing is pretty big. This is about 1.5 liters. This is me. It's empty right now. I already drank it once today. I'll probably fill it up again and drink it again before the day is over.
One of the things that I was taught in the fire department, I mean, you're using a lot of fluids, and not only that, you're also have your firefighter suit and you're sweating inside of it. But if you're peeing yellow, you're not hydrated.
Correct.
And so you should be peeing clear, and your hydration need, like you said, days before, not the night before. Actually, the night before, it's good, but you want it to get into your bloodstream, right, Coach? You want the fluids to start getting into your bloodstream so they could add the nutrients to your muscles and then into your heart and your whole organs, how it just works together. Like you said, treat your body like a car. As an EMT, that relates big time for me because I had to do what I called assessments, and you have a checklist of things you need to go to. And I related it to it as a car, and that was exactly what it is. And there's things that people pass out because they're drinking soda in the morning. I worked at Magic Mountain, and they would pass out in the sun, or they would even drink water that morning, and they're like, well, I drank a bunch of stuff. I'm all, yeah, it's a little too late for that now. You're just gonna pass out because you're in that hot sun and you're going on these rides, and it's taking your body for.
If you're drinking juice and soda right now, you got the game messed up. Like, it's fine, once in a while, but if it's part of your daily routine, like, I'm gonna go in the fridge and I got water or I got apple juice, I'm gonna drink the apple juice. No, you're a fool. Why? It's sugar. It's all the stuff you don't need. Okay. A lot of these successful athletes, Mike Trout, for instance. Okay. You think Mike Trout is drinking apple juice and cherry soda and all this other stuff and eating McDonald's and whatever the case may be? No. For one, that's going to make his performance go do this. How? He's putting terrible food into his body. He's not hydrated. So those two alone, terrible food, is going to make him gain weight, which is going to make his performance do this. Okay? It's science. It all plays into a role. 2, hydration. His body ain't ready. Okay? 3, you think Mike Trout is up playing Fortnite and texting and Snapchat and TikTok and all this other stuff? No. He's getting his hours in. He's getting his sleep. He's on a schedule. Bryce Harper, same thing, I'm sure. They all got schedules on what they want to do. It's off season right now, and I'm sure they're like, okay, I'm gonna wake up at this time. I'm gonna get breakfast, and I'm gonna stretch, and then I'm gonna work out, and then after that, they eat again. After that, like it's a schedule. Like, this is how you guys have to plan your day. It's not like I'm gonna play Fortnite for a little bit, and then I'm not gonna eat breakfast. I'm gonna skip breakfast, and then my first meal is gonna be at 2:30 after my 17th game of Fortnite, and then after that, I'm gonna chill and watch some TV for a little bit, and then I'll go outside maybe for like 10 minutes and hit the ball around until it gets hot, and then I'm gonna come back in. Like no. You got the game twisted to begin with. Think about your goal and what you want to achieve and how can you get there. What necessary steps do I have to take that are going to help me get closer to that goal? And don't do it because somebody's in your corner forcing you to do it. You know, they saying, hey Shane, aren't you gonna go outside today and throw the ball around or take some bats? I think you should get out the house. No, it should be like, hey Shane, come in. You've been outside for 3 hours. I think you should come in and get some rest. That's how it should be.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with. Scott just got on. He was a little tied up, but anybody else have any more questions? These questions are excellent. I really, really enjoy what you guys are. You guys always, you guys don't amaze me because I know you guys are all smart, but the questions that are so mature and so ready for that next level that I commend you guys. So, is there anybody else?
Coach, I have one more. How do you properly like treat your body when you're sore? Like after practice when you're sore?
Great question. Stretch for one. Stretch. And then also, if you're hurting, if you have any type of injury, quad, hamstring, calf, your pinky finger hurts, I don't know, ice, heat, those are the best things. Rest is another one. If I know my knee hurts when I run, but my friends down the street are going to go to the park and play basketball and I really want to go, so I'm going to go and participate. That's not the smartest thing to do. If you know something's bothering you, rest. Only use it when you have to, swinging or working out or doing some type of thing that's going to help you get better at your craft. Yes, but if I don't got to use it and if it's bothering me, I'm going to rest. I'm going to ice it. I'm going to stretch it out if it's a hamstring or a quad or whatever the case. I'm going to put it in heat. I'm going to try to get it better so it won't hinder my performance.
I have a question.
Yes, sir, Mr. Nathan.
Is it true that like lifting too much weights can stunt your growth? Because I've heard that a lot from a lot of different people.
Great question. That's old philosophy. At your age, you're like referring it to like yourself, hypothetically speaking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So at your age, it can be unsafe if not done correctly and properly, you know, but if you're doing it correctly and you're learning the specific way to do things in the proper form and technique and you have the right weight, no, it'll be awesome for you. It'll be super beneficial. If you have things to your personal use at your hand, at the house, you got weights and stuff, you know, ask me how to use it or look it up or ask somebody. I'll be more than happy to help you do those things. But if you don't have those things at your disposal, Nathan, you should be a push-up machine. Push-ups, sit-ups, lots of body weight work, run, learn how to do a pull-up, just things like that. But if done properly, Nathan, and having the right guidance, no.
Okay.
Great question.
Anybody else? Scotty, we're just asking Coach Mike anything. Barrett, are you already asked? Jason, Anthony, Mikey, you guys got anything? Wesley? Coach Vince? All right. All right, fellas. Okay, I guess this is it right here. So I appreciate you you getting on and getting on and sharing your knowledge. Not only that, remember, guys, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. What was it?
Thursdays,
Fridays.
Fridays.
Oh, Fridays. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Coach Mike, with SCSP at 4 p.m.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4.
At 4 p.m. That means that's before our practice, so you got time.
Yeah, and it's only an hour. We're 4 to 5, and you'll get a great workout. You don't need any equipment. All you need is some space to do like basic movements. Me, I work out. I teach the class sometimes right behind me in my little small living room. But you're doing something. You're moving. You're sweating. You're putting the body through certain energy systems, and you're physically out of breath. Like that's what you need to do, not just every so often, but it needs to be 3 or 4 days a week. You need to be doing that so you're not losing anything, and you're still in good shape, running shape to compete, to perform.
Cool. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, guys, 4 p.m. Listen, do you mind sharing maybe your email if they want to contact you, or how do you want them to contact you? Do you want
I will type it here. Well, my personal cell, I'll type it all out so everybody will get it.
Now, that being said, he's willing to give you guys a little bit something. He just put it on the chat. He's willing to give you guys something, but at the same time, you got to give it back. It's not just take. And at the same time, Coach Mike, he does this for a living. So, he can give you so much, and then, it has to be reciprocated. Make sure your parents know that you're texting them, so that way, you guys are all on the same page. All that good stuff. You guys got me?
I will put, if I could find my business card, I will put Avneet's information on here as well. Or
they all have their information too.
Okay. Or
Yeah.
Coach Cletus. Those are the people to contact regarding participation of the class. So you can log in and get the login code and all of that stuff. Those are the people to contact. And then that's my cell up there. If you have any questions, or like I said, I still train at the park, and I do stuff on Zoom as well. If you guys have any questions regarding that.
Yeah, no. Mondays, Wednesday, I can say it again, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 4 p.m. If you want, at the park too. I know Aiden goes, and that's one of the things that Aiden needs help on, a little bit of speed, and he knows it. We know it. There's nothing that he's not hiding, but he's willing to put in the work and continue to go. We've been doing some things here. Now it's the time for you guys, as we start progressing in this time, to really reach out. But Coach Mike, I appreciate you coming on, and it means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to everybody else here that you are that you're willing to give and give your time and helping these young athletes, and hopefully they get at it and they reach out to you. I appreciate it.
Very welcome.
I'll just end it in prayer.
Thank you, Coach.
So, dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we come before you praising you and giving you thanks for this time, this opportunity. We thank you for your timing in this, for your willingness to use your son Mike here to share with these young men more about what they are striving for, Lord. And that's to be young men, not only athletes, but to apply this to their lives, and knowing that there's another coach out there that's willing to help them to get to where they want to be. And Lord, I just ask for the continued safety over each one of these kids lives and their families, and Coach Mike and Coach Vince, Lord, I ask that you purify the air that is around us, and as they interact with people as they're still continuing to go to work. And I thank you for the creativeness of being able to put our minds together and think of creative ways of asking questions and even giving to other people. So we just lift this up to you, Lord, and this whole program that we have going on, and extended program. And we pray that for Santa Clarita Sports Performance as they continue to be creative. Lord, I ask that you continue to watch over them and their families, Lord. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, guys. That's it. I appreciate it, man. That was awesome. You shared a lot with us. It's something that to me, it means a lot. You shared a whole lot of stuff that is very powerful, very useful, and very practical that we can use today. So
thank you guys very much.
Good job.
Enjoy. Stay
We appreciate you,
safe.
Coach Mike. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. Stay safe, fellas.
Wait, Coach. What was that? What was the person you were talking about? His name was like Green or something. Something Green.
Shane Vereen.
Is this him?
No, he's a that's Sean Green.
No, this says Shane Green.
Oh, Shane Green.
Vereen. Not green.
Oh, I heard Green.
No, Vereen. Good pick though, huh?
Oh.
All right, fellas. Have a good night.